This video has words starting with AG. So, what do you understand when I say aga? Aga. Aga is in Muslim countries, especially under the Ottoman Empire, a military commander or official. Ottoman is nothing but it's just a kind of officer. It's nothing. It's a Turkish-based officer. Or aga is also a type of heavy heat retaining stove or range used for cooking and heating. It's a trademark. Like hooks and loops are called velcro. This heat retaining stove is called aga. So next word is again. What's your name again? His spirits lifted again. Against is also very easy. It's like he bit his lips against pain. And against the clock. If you do something against the clock, you do it as fast as possible and try to finish it before a certain time. When people do something against the clock, the time they take to do it is recorded in order to find which person or attempt is the fastest. So it's a race against the clock to finish the job on time. He fought against the crime. Lean against the door. The evidence is against him. Walk against the wind. Or put up your umbrella against the rain. Agar is a Hindi word, but in English, agar or agar is a jelly-like substance obtained from red algae. It is used in desserts throughout Asia, or it is also used in microbiological works, especially to find the culture as a culture media, to find what kind of bacteria it is. So to make the bacteria grow, this is the culture media. When I say agar, the first thing that comes in my mind is agar mere papa ko cinema hall hota. But this agar is the gelatinous substance obtained from certain red seaweed or red algae. It looks like agaive, agaive, because it is a British pronunciation, but basically originally it is called in South America. This is a plant belongs to the southern US, and there they call, but in their language this is called agave. So even in US, this is American accent also, this is called as agave. Agave is a succulent plant with the narrow spiny leaves and tall flower spikes. Agave syrup or agave nectar is a sweetener commercially produced from several species of agave. Okay, when I say ageless, it is lasting for a long time or forever. The town retains an ageless charm, or she is an ageless beauty. And with reference to an alcoholic drink, cheese, etc., it is allowed to mature. The wine ages in open vat or in casks, okay, or a distinct period of history, an age of technological growth, which means the age when the technological growth happened, or it is a particular stage in someone's life, the school age, or it is a long time. I haven't seen her for ages. It is informal way of saying a very long time. And caused to appear older. He even tried aging the painting with a spoonful of coffee. And you can say the Elizabethian age, which is the period of time ruled by Queen Elizabeth, or the tiredness we feel as we age is when you grow older, and fine wine improves with age. Or there is also something called ageism, which is the discrimination on the ground of person's age. So ageism and recruitment is an increasing problem. Shereen, what comes in your mind when I say the word agency?
Agency is something working as a spy.
A detective agency?
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a service provided on behalf of another business. Like if you have a big business and you cannot do it, you don't have the time to do it much, you ask another person to do that, okay? So that another person becomes the agency. An advertising agency, it's like a business or organization providing a particular service on behalf of another business or person. or it is the department or body providing a specific service for a local government or other organization. It's like an environmental protection agency, or it is the thing or person that acts to produce a particular result, the canals carved by the agency of running water. The movies could be an agency molding the values of the public. Shereen, what do you understand by agenda?
Is it something like a daily things to do?
Yeah, it is a plan of things to be done or problems to be addressed or a list of items to be discussed in a formal meeting, okay? So the jobs inquiry will be the top of the agenda. And the question of nuclear weapons had been removed from the agenda, and in North America it is an appointment diary, or it could be the underlying intention or motives of a particular person or group. For example, Miller has his own agenda and it has nothing to do with the football, which means it is his underlying intentions or a motive of a person or group. We all know who is a travel agent. It provides a particular service, the travel, booking the tickets and all. And there is agents of environmental changes, which means a person takes active role in that, or a person who acts on behalf of another can also be an agent. For example, you can have your business manager, like my agent told me that someone wanted to make a film of a novel, or basically a person who acts on behalf of something, some as another person. Shirin, what do you understand when I say provocateur?
You're doing something?
No, even I thought so, but provocateur is a person who provokes. A political provocateur is like he provokes, anger in political. An agent provocateur is a person employed to induce others to break the law so that they can be convicted. The person who's breaking the law can be convicted. When I say agglomerate, what do you understand? Agglomerate.
Agglomerate? You're glowing somebody?
Glow.
Yeah.
Glow is something with brightness, but agglomerate is like a collection. You're collecting, and so that you're getting brightness. What? Yeah, maybe you're collecting the firebugs and you're getting brightness, because agglomerate is collector form into a mass or group. He is seeking to agglomerate the functions of the office. Or it could be an agglomerated wood, which is a collected or formed into a mass of wood. Or in geology, it's a volcanic rock consisting of large fragments bonded together. Basically, it's like a mass of collection of things, like a multimedia agglomerate. Shirin, what do you understand when I say aggrandize?
Aggrandize? I don't know. It's something granny. You're
grand. You're grand. It's like a very grand, very magnified, but very glorified. But it is like it's beyond. You're just making it as a show off, even though it is not. But it is like enhancing the reputation of someone beyond what is justified by the facts. He hoped to aggrandize himself by dying the death of a hero. Okay, he hoped to aggrandize himself by dying a hero's death. So he believed that if he do so, he will be getting more reputation. But it is basically is magnifying or increasing the power, status, or wealth of. So an action intended to aggrandize the family. So aggrandizing is something like you're showing or showing off, or it is like you're boasting. It is not aggrandizing, it is like self-aggrandizing. Sherin, what do you understand when I say the word aggravate?
Aggravate, you're making somebody angry.
Yeah, it's like informally it's annoying or exasperating someone. She found him thoroughly aggravating and unprofessional. Yes, you're annoying someone. There is another meaning that is like don't aggravate the problem, or it is like military action would only aggravate the situation, which means make a problem, injury, or offense worse or more serious. Though its spellings looks like gate, it is not gate, it is get. Aggregate. What do you understand when I say aggregate?
Aggregate? You're getting something with an agreement?
Yeah, you're getting something, correct. But it is a whole formed by getting or combining several separate elements. The council was an aggregate of 3 groups. And when you say the aggregate score is 90, here aggregate is the total score of a player or team. in comprising more than one game or round. Or it is the pieces of broken or crushed stone or gravel used to make the concrete in a building. Use the aggregate for the first layer of the concrete. And when you say the aggregate amount, it is the total amount. Aggregate amount is the total amount formed or calculated by the combination of several separate elements. Basically, it's a total. So aggregation or aggregate is collecting or total by combining several separate elements. Shereen, what do you understand when I say the word aggressive?
Aggressive, it's angry and...
Yes, you're behaving or done in a very determined or forceful way, or basically violently. So that was an aggressive strategy, like very forceful strategy, or he is a very aggressive person, very violent. He played with aggression, which means feeling of anger resulting in violent behavior, or with forcefulness. Or it is the action of attacking without provocation. Basically, a person or a country that attacks another first is called an aggressor. Shereen, what comes in your mind when I say the word grief or grieve? It is intense sorrow, okay? But the word aggrieve means something related to that, but it's not sorrow. Aggrieved is like feeling resentment. Do you know what is resentment?
Recess?
No, it's not happy thing. It's unhappy and hard feeling. You're sent back, resent, right? It's like a unhappy feeling that you're getting at being treated unfairly. You think you are being treated unfairly, and you're so resentment. That is called resentment. So feeling resentment at having been unfairly treated. They were aggrieved at the outcome. Shereen, what comes in your mind when I say the word aghast?
Aghast?
A ghost, right?
Yes.
Looking at a ghost, you will be filled with horror or shock, right? Similarly, you will be horrified. Similarly, aghast also means filled with horror or shock. She winced aghast at his cruelty, which means she was like astounded or dismayed or thunderstruck. Shereen, when I say agile, what do you understand? Quick, yes, able to move quickly and easily, or able to think and understand quickly. For example, when I say Ruth was as agile as a monkey, she is moving so quick. His vague manner concealed an agile mind. Here, agile is like able to think quickly, agile. Shereen, when I say the word agitate, what do you understand by agitate?
Agitate?
Yeah.
You think anger?
Yeah, also do you understand agitate the water to disperse the oil? Agitate is like the stirring or disturbing something, especially a liquid, briskly, okay?
Yes, mommy.
And also when I say widespread agitation for social reform, it is like arousing of public concern about an issue and pressing for action on it, okay? And yes, you're right, agitator means a troublemaker. So a political agitator is like he is campaigning to arouse public concern about an issue in the hope of promoting action. They agitated for public reform, or it could be they agitated for the reversal of the decision. So an agitator is like a provocateur. So basically he is a person who urges others to protest or rebel, a political agitator or a provocateur. Or it is like when I say the thought of questioning his daddy agitated him. So here agitated is like make someone troubled or nervous. So he was wringing his hands in agitation. He was nervous and like worried and troubled. What comes in your mind when I say agitprop? Agitprop is nothing but a pamphlet kind of thing. It's in a political propaganda. It's nothing to do with every world. It is only belong to the Germany because it's a originally communist thing. Political propaganda, especially in art or literature. When the sales department was distributing agitprop during her spare time. What do you understand when I say agnail? Is that something got to do with nail? Yes, agnail is nothing but hangnail, where hangnail is nothing but a piece of torn skin at the root of a fingernail. Shereen, when I say agnate, what do you understand? Agnate.
Something with mate?
Mate, your friend.
Yeah.
Do you have a boyfriend? Because agnate means something related to the male, a person descendant from the same male ancestor. The hair, like the king, will be nearest agnate. Alright, so agnate is something to do with the male. Basically, in Tamil Indian custom, the South Indian custom, uh, they marry their uncle's daughter, which means, because it is believed in Hindu custom, it is believed that there is some another word called cognate. Cognate is like a person related not wholly through male, okay, but agnate is person related wholly through, completely through male by blood. Sharon, do you know what is an atheist? Who is an atheist?
Atheist, somebody who's an artist?
Artist, no. Atheist is one who denies the existence of a deity or a divine being. He doesn't think that there is God in the world, okay? But do you know who is an agnostic? Agnostic is one who believes it is impossible to know anything about God or about the creation of the universe. He believes, he doesn't deny, but he says it is impossible to know about that. And an agnostic person refrains from commitment to any religious doctrine. So basically, when a person says, until now I have been fairly agnostic about the reforms of the government, which means in a non-religious context, what already I told was about the religious things. In a non-religious context, it's having a doubtful or non-committal attitude towards something. But it is in computing, agnostic is a different meaning, because we can say many common file formats like JPEG, MP3, etc. are platform agnostic, which here means these are denoting or relating to software or hardware that is compatible with many types of platforms or operating systems. You know, those hardware and software are compatible with many types of operating systems or platforms. Doesn't agnostic means you're non-sticking? It sounds like non-sticking. So yeah, an agnostic person is not sticking to any doctrines. He refrains as he doesn't believe. So basically, someone who's doubtful of something. Shereen, do you know very well what is ago, right? What is ago? 5 minutes ago.
It's like 5 minutes before.
Yeah. We know that gag is putting in or over a piece of cloth or something inside your mouth or on top of your mouth. It's basically to choke or retch. It's also called gag. But do you know what is agog? Agog. Agog is like, not gag, gog. Agog is you're very curious or eager to hear or see something. I'm all agog, which means it's basically you're excited or eager. What do you understand when I say agony or agonize?
Agonize, agony, I don't know. Maybe organize or something?
Organize, it sounds similar to organize, but it is like you disorganize something and you're really in a very distressed state. But what I want to say now is, though there are 3 words like agony, agonize, agonistic, okay, agonist. Agony and agonize are similar to one meaning, and agonist is nothing to do with anything with agonize. It's nothing to do with agonize. So among agony and agonist, I will see first the agonist. Agonist, there are so many meanings. So one meaning is protagonist. What is, you know what is protagonist, right? The leading role of a film, or basically it is the hero of the film. The other meanings are a muscle whose contraction moves a part of the body directly. There is a failure to select the right agonist muscle. Basically, it is present in the arm. Okay, it is in anatomy and in biochemistry, a substance which initiates a psychological response when combined with a receptor. Like if it is kind of a drug. When it receives, it just initiates. It is received in the receptor. It just initiates the response. It just initiates, or it contracts. Basically. So this is agonist versus antagonist. Okay, agonist is something, this is a receiver, it is received and it is activated. Antagonist, it is received but it is not activated. So this is the difference between agonist and antagonist with respect to the biochemistry. But it is not only in this biochemistry, in real life also. Agonist is a protagonist and antagonist is like the villain. Agonist, protagonist are hero, antagonists or villains. So even in animals, agonistic means a conflicting character. related to something associated with the conflict of animal behavior in zoology. If we say it is agonistic, it is the meaning. And also agonistic pair is something you have in your arms. It is antagonist, it is like the the triceps relaxing, and the agonist, it is contracting, the bicep contracts. Basically agonist, it's something that contracts, and antagonist is something that relaxes. Hero is contracting and the villain is relaxing. What do you understand when I say agony? A gun will give you a physical suffering, right? So extreme physical suffering or a mental suffering is agony. Let's take this example for extreme physical suffering. He crashed to the ground in agony, which means in pain. Or it could be his last agony says that the final stage of a difficult or painful death. But let's see what is a mental suffering. Because I kept on saying that Shereen is so thin, she crashed in agony. She felt agony. She was agonized. So it is like causing mental anguish to a question which will agonize the technocrats, or a question which will agonize the students, or it is like undergoing great mental anguish to worrying about something. I didn't agonize over the problem, or you can say I was agonizing over the problem for long days, or it is like worrying or fretting, upsetting oneself. Agoraphobic, phobic is like extreme or illogical or unjustifiable, irrational fear of open or public places. Yeah, it says go. You're going to a public place. No, I'm scared. I'm having a phobia to go. So agoraphobic. We know what is agriculture. It is relating to the farming and cultivation, agricultural land, but it is in British, it is informally known as clumsy, especially in sporting context in sports. Like Kate took an agricultural swing at the ball. It means it is a clumsy swing. It's like she messed it up. So clumsy. So this is all about agriculture. And agribusiness is a organization, is a group of industries dealing with agricultural produce and service required in farming. Basically it is agriculture in commercial way. Okay, it is that's an agrarian is something to do with the agribusiness. It's like is a person who is involved in the cultivation of land. He is an agrarian. Agrarian reform means a person who is doing the agriculture or related to the landed property. It's like a redistribution of landed property, a person who is involved in redistribution of landed property. We all know what is agree. It is basically your consent or you approve of something. I agree with that. And agreeable is also quite similar. It is like willing to agree to something. They were agreeable to the publications, or it is quite enjoyable and pleasurable, a pleasant person, a cheerful and agreeable companion. And agreement is something you sign into being in harmony. So it is a agreement between the two countries, or it is a harmony in feeling or opinion. The government failed to reach the agreement. I know Agra, it is where Taj Mahal is. And what is Agra? Agra is not the Taj Mahal, it is the soil below the Taj Mahal, because agronomy is the science of soil management and crop production. It's related to agriculture, agronomy, agriculture. What do you understand when I say the ships must go slow to avoid running aground? So running into the ground, yes, you're right. With reference to a ship on or to the bottom in shallow water, like shipwrecked is the meaning. So aground is like ship getting shipwrecked. What do you understand when I say ague? Ague is it something related to glue or igloo? Yes, igloo is somewhere it is built in a cold Arctic area, and similarly ague is in the cold. If you go, you will get a fever. So ague is a fever or shivering fit associated with it. It is basically malaria or another illness involving fever and shivering. So he is agued, he is having fever or shivering fit. He is in ague.